My lecture is on the feed formulation of poultry and the small feed mill profitability. Now, if we see the poultry industry of India, today we are the second in the egg productions. Before 1 month we are the third, but now we are the second. We crossed the US. Number one is China, number two is the US. Number two is now the India. And as far as the broiler production, we have the 5th place. And regularly from last 20 years, we are the industry. The future is very bright. But even then, this was so much this development or growth is there, but and it's very much different. If we see today, from last 1 month, we are selling the chickens at the rate of in between 60 and 80 rupees per kg. But our cost of production is not less than 90 rupees. It means at least 15 to 20 rupees per kg we are losing from last 1 month. And as far as my experience from last 20 years, I watched that once the prices of the chickens is bottom, the prices of the feed ingredient at the high. And when the prices of the chickens are high, the prices of the feed ingredients lower. So it's inversely proportionate. That's why every year a lot of the persons come in this industry, and most of them left this industry within a year, 2 years like this. Why they are lefting this? Because the lack of the funds. Now in India, most of the states comes in under the integration system, because the integrators have the lot of the funds and they have the good management system. That's why they are growing well. Once the farmers have no money, there is only way that the farmer go under the flag of an integrators. This is the system, and this is not the good for our this system, country system, because if everybody wants the own business or job, if anybody goes under the flag of the integrators, he will go sometimes the check even in the minus also, because he has no fault. There are so many factors in the poultry for the performance of the birds, but if the performance is low, so farmers did not get anything else. So for the success, if any farmer sowing the seed and that is not good quality, he cannot expect the good yield. That's why the chicks should have the good genetics and free from the vertically transmitted disease. How the chicks is vertically transmitted disease free? If the parents have the all vaccinations, then it will be free. Or which are the vertically transmitted diseases? These are major diseases: mycoplasma, E. coli, CAV, AE, and Shalman. Important for the poultry. As the first week body weight depends upon the day-old chicks weight. It is about 4 to 5 times more as compared to day-old chicks. So if we purchase the 40 gram of the chicks, the first week body weight will be the 200 gram. And if it is 35, then it is hardly 175 grams. And this 25 gram body weight of the first week give the effect at the time of culling up to 250 gram. That's why we have to focus on the chick quality also. Second one is the feed. Feed is very much important, and have more than 70% of the economics, and I will discuss this in the later. Third one is the water. Water is the most ignored nutrients. Everybody ignores this water, and water is more important compared to the feed, because bird drink more than double or 2.5 times or 3 times as compared to the feed. And if water quality is good, then bird eat more and give the best good performance. In the quality of water, there are 2 parameters. One is the microbial parameters. It should be free from the E. coli and the total viable bacteria. And the second one is the chemical parameters. In chemical parameters, it should not be hard water, the hardness should be not more than 100 or 150, and TDS is not more than 1000. Same the pH is much important. Generally, the pH of the water throughout in this north is more than 7, or we can say the alkali. And the bird need the acidic water. Human being need the alkali water, but bird needs the acidic water. So for that purpose, we have to treat it with any acidifier, or we have to reduce the pH less than 7, or if it is less about to 5 pH, then there is E. coli and other problem will automatically solve. Third one is the management. It is totally depends upon the farmer's hand, and management is different for the different age of the bird. In the winter, the chick management is very much crucial, because we use the temperature to the chicks, and that in the summer, the big bird management is very crucial. That's why we give the management as per the requirement of and the age of the birds. And last but not least, it is the biosecurity. Biosecurity means to check the disease to enter in our farms, and all the microorganisms and the pathogens comes through any carriers or vehicles. So if we check the entry of the vehicles and the carriers, we can protect our farm. And the major culprit is the human being. So we have to restrict the entry of the outsiders, or even our farm owners or laborers, etc. If we visited other farms, he should follow the protocol of the biosecurity. Or sometimes the doctors also is the main culprit for it. He visited one farm, infected farm, and then go to other farms, he is automatically spread the disease. So doctors should also follow the protocol of biosecurity. He will take the bath, he will change the clothes, after that go into the farm. That's why it is very cheap method to control the disease at our farms. That's nutrition. What is the nutrition? Nutrition is simply the transformation of the food element to the body elements, and it involves the physical and the chemical processes. And nutrients, what is the nutrients? Nutrients are the basic unit of the nutrition, that is energy, amino acids, vitamins, minerals, etc. And what are these ingredients? Ingredients are simple carrier of these nutrients. So we have to focus on the ingredients. If we analyze the feed cost analysis for the feed, there are two types of the feed. One, first is the broiler feed, second is the layer feed. So in the broiler feed, it's almost the rough cost is about 40 rupees a kg today. In this 40 rupees, the feed ingredient, that is the soya, maize, etc., major ingredients, have about 80 to 85% cost. And the feed supplements about to the energy sources, and about 30 to 35% goes to the protein, and 88 to 90% goes to the feed ingredient, and 10 to 12% to the feed supplements. And energy 60 to 65%, protein 25 to 30%. The feed which we are giving to the birds, especially for the broiler, only 65% nutrients utilized for the maintenance, and 35 goes to the growth. That's why this pellet feed give the better result as compared to mesh, because by the pelleting we increase the intake of the bird. Here are the vital role for the poultry factor, that is more than 70%. So for that, how we can control the quality of the feed? For the quality, we have to purchase the quality parameter. For that, we have to have the laboratory for the testing. After that, we go with the good feed formulation with the advice of the nutritionist. And at the feed mill level, we have to the certain SOPs. For the balanced diet, definitely we have to balance all energy, protein, fat, fiber, minerals, and vitamins, etc. As per the the feed should be as per the age and the weight of the birds, because the requirement of the pre-starter is different as compared to starter, and the requirement of the starter is different as compared to finisher. That's why the 3-phase feed should be given. The feed form should be the mass, maybe the pellet. Definitely pellet gives a better result as compared to the mass. But the pellet formation is not the simple process, it have the very expensive process. After that, good feed formulation and the good milling process, then we can give the balanced diet. Because in milling process also has a major role for the balancing the diet. Then the microbial and the toxins free. The feed should be microbes and toxins free. So for that we have purchased the raw material, good origin. We have toxin free maize soya. We have the laboratory to test with toxins and the microbes, and that is feed forms. Mass have the major risk as compared to the pellet, and that is the feed mill biosecurity also. We have to biosecure our feed also, because our feed mill is the major culprit. If we have don't have the biosecurity at our feed mill, we can spread the disease all over the total farms. Finally, to assess the feed is the simple FCR, feed conversion ratio. Second is in this layer, it is FC, feed conversion efficiency. Then value conversion ratio, that how much rupees we spend for the 1 kg of the meat or for the 1 egg. And last one is what is the cost of production. Quality of raw material, we have to some certain parameters to purchase the raw materials. So the raw materials should be purchased from the reliable sources. With reliable means we are purchasing the raw material from different vendors. So we have to sort out the vendors, which one is the good supplier, which one is the bad supplier. Then purchase by the experienced person. First of all, if the purchase manager or purchase person have the experience, he knows about the ingredient composition and the good and bad factor of the particular ingredient, he can purchase good ingredient. Otherwise, if he has not knowledge about that, he cannot purchase the good ingredient. Then have certain SOPs for the purchase of the raw material. Certain standard operating procedures should be followed. Then laboratory test before stocking. If we purchase the material and put into the stock, first of all we test in the laboratory, different tests in the different ingredients. I will discuss in the latter. And lab testing before receiving the material. In the laboratory there are two types of the tests. One is the physical test. Physical test we can test in the very quick and in the on the basis of the experience without any of the equipments like the color, flavor, foreign materials, bulk density, etc. But the chemical test we can analyze with the help of the equipments and the chemicals, or we need the wet chemistry laboratory for that purpose. As we know, the maize is the major grain for this poultry industry, and about more than 60% grain is used for the feed formulation of broiler as well as in the layer also. So there are certain type of the maize is there. But number one is this maize is a very good quality of maize and can have about 3,300 kilocalories of energy. Second one is have some more foreign materials and the grain size is lower, contain about 3,100 kilocalories. And last one is the rebuilt grains and have only 3,000 and 28,000 kilocalories. So if we purchase the good quality grain and store by the bed method, we can get from 3,300 kilocalorie maize to convert to the 2,800 kilocalorie maize. That's why we have to store properly the material. And for the feed formulation, if we are using the 2,800 kcal, then we use the 2,800 kcal. And if we are using the good quality maize, we can use the 3,300 kilocalorie. Even then we can get the balanced feed, otherwise the energy deficit is there. So these are the certain parameters for the different ingredients. Like suppose rice polish. For the rice polish, the major factor is this fat and the FFA. The fat content is very much different in the rice polish, and the supplier give the different type of the rice polish even in a single bag also. That's why if you are using the rice polish, very much conscious and take the sample thoroughly from the bag at least 2 to 3 places and check in the laboratory. After that we can use this. And after getting this fat, we have to analyze the free fatty acids of that, so that we can get the quality of the fat. These are the major factors. Last one is the toxins also present in that should be less than 10 ppb toxins in that, which we can use in our feed formulation. Second is the maize, as we discussed earlier also. The moisture content is 13%, quite good. But when we go to the new crops, it maybe goes up to 14% or sometimes more than that. But moisture is nothing, it's simple water. If we are purchasing the maize of 13% and giving the prices of 13% but accepting the 15% maize, it means we are losing the 2% of our money. That's why we have to test first this in the grains. Same, the protein content is also very, although we don't have the control on the protein content of this grain, but it's vary from the 7.5 to 9%. It depends upon area to area and time to time. So once the area of the maize is changed, we definitely test of that and use in the feed formulation. If it is 7.5%, use 7.5%, and if it is 9%, then we can use the 9%. Or last, it contains very much aflatoxins also, maybe the possibility. So each and every lot should be tested for the aflatoxin qualitatively first, and if it's found, then we go for the quantification. And the pearl millet is the bajra. The parameters are also the same. So the protein content is 9 to 10%, moisture 12%, and same parameter that this aflatoxin is also present in there. So it should be less than 20 ppb. Next, this is the soya. There are two types of soya present in the market. One is the high protein soya that contain about 50% protein, and one is the simple soya contain about 45% of the protein. But particularly for the broiler, it is advisable to use the high protein of the soya, because if you are using the simple soya, always the adulteration of the hulls in the simple soya, because the plant have both the section plant both type of the soya, and by dehulling the hulls portion should be added in the simple soya, and the simple soya contain about 15% of the protein. If you are purchasing the simple soya and the 2% protein is less, then it means he is adding the lot of the hulls there. But that hulls did not have the digestibility for the birds. That's why we have to go for the good quality of the soya. Second one is this full fat soya. Full fat soya is a very good source, and for the full fat soya we also give the treatment of the heat treatment. Why we give the heat treatment to the soya? Because the soya itself have the anti-nutritional factor, that is trypsin inhibitor, and trypsin is the first enzyme who start the digestion of the protein. That's why we have to use both the simple the soya and the full fat soya after testing this protein content and advised as the urease activity test. DOL rice bran, the DORB, it's the major constituent for the layer only. For the broiler, it's rarely uses. And the mustard DOC, this is also the protein source, and this comes under the unconventional source. We cannot add it no more than 3, 4, or 5%. And the major beauty of this mustard DOC is, if we store it in the storage, after 3 months the anti-nutritional factor is just half. So if we store it more than 3 months, we can use up to 5%. If we are using the fresh, we can use only 2 to 3% only. And last is the oil and fats. There are so many oil and fats present in the market. One is the natural sources, that is the rice bran oil, soya oil, sunflower oil, and the tallow. These are the natural sources, we can say. But there are so many players in the market who can blend this and supply to the market at almost same prices. But those have the very less this energy value, and there is no quality of that product. So that if you are using oil, definitely we have to have the name of the oil. After that we can test their fat content, should be 99%. Free fatty acids should be less than 4%. Peroxide value should be less than 1. And density is near about 2.9. And the color of the product should be as per the standard. If the color of that product should be yellow, it should be yellow. If it should be white, if the standard is white, it should be white. If we want to purchase the maize, so we have to samples first. This is the simple perchi. With the help of this, we take the samples, and at this spot we have the good quality. This is simple UV cabinet. In case of the maize, this is a beauty. That in the maize, if you grind and see in the UV cabinet, the aflatoxin is blinking, and we see the star type of it. So if we found some stars, then either we reject that metal or we have to go for the quantification. Otherwise, problem will come. Chemistry laboratory. This is also essential for the feed milling. Now we come for the formulation. So what are the requirements for the formulation? Number one, and then those are the either energy ingredients or protein ingredients. Then the composition of those ingredients. Because for the formulation we have to know what are the composition, what is the protein content, what is the energy content, what is the calcium, phosphorus, and the amino acid contents of those ingredients. Even then we can formulate the balanced feed, otherwise it's not possible. Then feed supplements and the feed additives. As we earlier discussed, about 20 to 25% cost goes for the feed additives. What is the difference of supplements and additives? Although both are the additives we add in the feed, but the supplements have its own nutrition value. They contain like the vitamins, minerals, amino acid, etc. But additives don't have its own nutrition value. It enhances the nutrition value of the other nutrients or increase the digestibility of nutrients. Like enzyme increase the digestibility of the different substrates. Like this xylanase increase the digestibility of the non-starch polysaccharides. Amylase increase the starch. Protease increase the protein digestibility, and phytase increase the phytic acid phosphorus digestibility. That's why these comes all in the additive category. Some ingredients, the additives are like who binds the anti-nutritional factor, like this toxin binder that bind the toxins and hold the toxins and go to the feces. Then fourth is the unit price of the ingredients. Because for the best cost for formulation, we have to know what is the cost of this. If there is no cost bar, we can use a very rich ingredient for the formulation. But definitely in the market, we have to produce the product. So we have to produce the cheap or less price of the product. That's why all feed supplements and ingredients prices should be needed. Then, what is the requirement of the birds? Either it is a broiler bird or it is a layer birds. In broiler, it is pre-starter, starter or finisher. or in the layers, it is chick feed, grower feed, developer feed, laying feed, etc. Then area and season. The formulation is also modified on the basis of the area and season. Suppose in the hilly area, the formulation is a little bit different and the plain area. And the season, the summer season formulation is different as compared to winter season. There are so many feed additives which are using only in the summers, and there are some additives which are using only in the winter. And last is the method of formulation. There are so many methods of the formulation available in the market. One is the simple manual formulation with the help of the calculators. But nowadays, it's not possible that we can balance all the nutrients in the feed. That's why this is the time only for this computerized formulation. There are so many, the Excel-based, solar-based formulation, best mix formulation, and Brill formulation, and so many companies are selling this formulation in the market. So all the formulations are good, but the final formulation depends upon the accuracy of the ingredient composition and the prices. So what's the secrets of the good formulation? Number one, the used accurate nutritive value of the formulation tested in the laboratory. Because if we are using the table value, it always varies. We cannot say that this ingredient have contained so much of the protein or the energy or other factors. So if we can use after testing in the laboratory, that is more accurate. Then the formulate the feed as per the requirement of the bird, as we have discussed earlier. And then use different formulation for the different lots of the ingredients. Suppose we have the 2-3 types of the soya. One is the 50%, one is the 49%, one is the 50%, 51%. So we have to segregate in the 3 lots and the formulate different formulation on different lots. Then we can say this is least cost formulation and the best cost formulation both. Then finally use the computerized feed formulation. After the formulation, the feed milling have the major role. And these are the steps of the milling. First of all, receiving of the material. So we have to receive the material after the proper testing, and after receiving the material, we have to use this FIFO method. FIFO means first in, first out method. The material which we got first, we have to use first, and after got at the last, we can use the last. Then batching. In the batching, there are 2 types of the batching means let the one lot. Okay. So in batching, there are 2 types of the batching. One is the manual batching. We have to weigh. Suppose we have the 10 ingredients. We weigh one by one, maize, soya, others, and put into that is the manual batching. And other is the computerized batching or auto batching. In that we have the different bins, and in different bins we have the different material. With the help of the computer, one by one, weigh and make the batch. Both are the good, there is no problem. But in the manual form, this batching, always the chances of the error, the human error. Because there are 4 type of methods: man, machine, metal, and method for error. Man is the major culprit. If we withdraw the man, only 3 methods are there. So man always first of all he weigh and put into that. After that, he see that each and every bag is near about 60 kg, 62 kg, 58 kg. He count that one bag contains 60 kg. But each and every bag never contains the 60 kg. Same is with other ingredients. So always the auto batching is better as compared to human batching. But if we put one by one after weighing, that method is, I can say, the 100% accurate or even more accurate as compared to the computerized. Then grinding. In the poultry, the grinding should be adjusted as it depends upon the age of the birds. In the young age, the chicks feed, we need the little bit fine grinding. After that we need the coarse grinding. If we give using the coarse grinding, that helps in the gizzard for the grinding and give the better performance. After that mixing, we can say the mixer is the heart of the feed mill. If we have the very good quality of ingredient, very good quality of the formulation, very accurate batching, everything else, grinding is better and mixing is not proper, we never make the good quality of the feed. That's why mixer should be the good mixer. For the checking the mixer, we have the parameter, say the coefficient of variation, CV. So we have to check the CV of the mixture. So in the feed, mixer CV should be less than 10. And if it is near to 5 or less than 5, that is the best. Then conditioning. Up to this mixture, all are applied for the mass feed as well as pellet both. But the conditioning and pelleting is only in the pelleting. In the conditioning, how much the temperature in the conditioner? Conditioning means before going into the pellet, there is a chamber conditioner. So that time of the conditioning should be not less than 1 minute or 60 seconds. And the temperature of the conditioner should be 80 degrees Celsius plus minus 2 degrees Celsius. Then it will give the good pellet. Then packing. Packing should be good and attractive. All are packing in the attractive packings, but only attractive is not sufficient. Because birds eat only feed, not the bag. So the bag quality depends on one is the strength of the bag. Second one, if it is completely airtight, the chances of the fungus is more. That's why the bag should be properly perforated also for the ventilation. Otherwise, especially in this rainy season, I already found this fungus problem. And that is the fault of the bag only. Most of the companies are focusing now BOPP bag and showing this is very good, fantastic bag. But the bag should be perforated. And how we can test the perforated bag? If we put the water on the perforated bag, little bit some water comes out from the bag. And if it is not perforated, the water will not come out. Then storage. Storage should be in the scientific way. If you purchase the feed or you make the feed at this plant, it should be stored at least 1 feet from the wall, and in this floor it should contain the racks, either in the plastic or the wooden, so that aeration will be there. And last one is the delivery. Delivery is also important. The timely delivery of good feed is also essential. This is the pellet feed. If we are making the pellet feed, we ensure that the quantity of the mass is minimum. If we see this picture, the first one is not good, and others are so good. They don't have the mass. If we are supplying the pellet should not contain the mass. If you are supplying the mass, definitely that contains the mass. So for this feed plant, now the smaller feed plants, the minimum capacity like the 1 ton per hour. So if we go to 1 ton per hour feed plants and want only mass system, the total of this budget is about 5,10,000 only. And we can start the mass feed plants in the budget of the 5 lakhs. But if we want this pelleted plant of the 1 ton per hour, then the pellet section is contain about 26 lakh plus, and other this one transformer, laboratory, total 79 lakhs, and the total of this project is 1 crore 11 lakhs. That's why this small pellet feed plant is not viable. If we want to formulate this small level, then we have to go for the mesh. If we want the 3 ton per hour plant, this mass plant we can run only in the 8.25 lakhs. But if we want to go for the pelleted, the total project cost is 2 crore and 21 lakhs. If you go a little bit better, 5 ton per hour, then this mass plant cost is only 10.5 lakhs only. But this project cost of this pelleted feed mill plant is near about 3.5 crores, 3 crores 44 lakhs. So if we have that all 3 plants, 1 plant, so we have to have the staffs also. So if we have the minimum staff, that minimum staff also have about 4.5 lakhs monthly salary. And this 4.5 monthly salary is not viable of the up to 3 ton plants also. So if you want to formulate the pellets, we have to establish at least 5 ton per hour. This is my recommendation. This is the practical recommendation. Otherwise, if anybody put the pellet plant of the less than this capacity, he will not run that plant. Second, if we run our plant 24 hours, the quality of that twice in a week, the quality of that plant never be good. The reason behind this, because in the pelleted feed mill, the steam is there, and the wet feed is there, and fungus comes daily. If the 24-hour running, there is no chance of the growing of the fungus. But if we stop the plant daily, we give the 12 hours or 15 hours or 10 hours to grow the fungus. Or we have to clean very properly daily of that plant. And that is not practically possible in Janda. That's why we have to try to continuously run the plant 24 hours. So for my recommendation, the small scale pellet mill is not feasible, as the initial investment and the running expense is very high. The minimum 5 ton per hour plant is commercially viable. But in this mass plant, it's viable. I have to go for the 1 ton or 3 ton or 5 ton, no problem. Then the difference in the performance of the pellet and mass feed is not so much, we can say. Only we can manage by the certain nutrition manipulation, and only the growth is little bit slow, that the bird is ready with after 2 to 3 days only. This is the difference. And on the FCR, maximum 5 point difference is there. So anybody can use their own mess and get the excellent result, no problem. So in case of layer, if anybody has the layer have no difference in the mess and in the pellet. For the summary, so good quality feed can only be produced only by the good quality of the ingredients. Because if the ingredient quality of it is not good, it's not possible. If in the milk plant we purchase the bad quality of the milk, it's not possible. We sell the good quality of the product, either khowa, paneer, and milk, dahi, etc. We know. Same is the true for this. The feed supplements are much more important for the quality of manufacturing and the use of all supplements after proper testing. There are 2 types of the matter. Either we purchase the feed supplements from the good companies, they are reliable MNC. If we purchase the material from the local guys, so we have to test first it and after choose. Otherwise, we will not get the proper results at the farm. Then the second one, the toxic component or anti-nutritional factors are the much more important as compared to the good factor. Suppose the aflatoxin is there, the aflatoxin present in the PPB. PPB means part per billion, and it is 10, 20, 50, up to 30, there is no problem. After 30, 50, 40, 50, 50, it creates the problem. And other anti-nutritional factor is also important. So we have to test the anti-nutritional factor as well as the toxic factor. Quality cannot be produced without proper knowledge of the ingredients and the supplements. So if anybody wants to establish the feed mill or the poultry sector, he have to take the knowledge first. As Dr. Sharma said, that the 7 days training is not sufficient to run any business. So you have to go for the advanced training. If anybody wants the broiler farming, at least 2 months training is or 3 months training is required. He has to handle at least 2 flocks of the broiler. After that, he can get the confidence. If anybody wants this layer farming, at least 6 months training is required. Growing and then laying starting. After that, he get the confidence that I can get the egg from my bottom. Then feed presentation is very important in the early chicks of the presentation means size of the grain, size of the feed. So in the earlier age, if we give the large size of this feed particles, the intake of the bird is decreases. If we give the more powder, again the intake is decreases. And if we have some problem in the feed, if we filter it with this help of the sieve and powder is separated or feed to the chicks, so we could have very good results. If we give the filter feed, at least 5 times of the body weight of the chick, day-old chicks will got. If it is 40 gram, definitely we got the 200 gram of the first feed body weight. Then the quality of feed manufacturing is combined efforts of the laboratory, nutritionist and feed mill technology. Thank you. This is also challenge here to purchase. And the purchasing of the feed supplements is the again major challenge, because the small farmers did not get the good prices and the good quality. This is the major thing. Again, if the university gives you the help for the testing of this feed, that will be very much helpful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for this informative talk. May I request again Professor Peer Saab to felicitate our guest with the